My name is Roxy, and I'm about to tell you about the night I chose myself over the man who spent years tearing me down. I'm a 32-year-old mother of one, and I've lived with anxiety disorder since college. For the past 3 years, my husband Marcus turned my mental health condition into a weapon against me. This is the story of how one emergency room visit changed everything. It started on a Tuesday evening. Tyler, my 7-year-old son, fell off the jungle gym at the park. I heard the crack from 20 feet away. "Mom! Mom, it hurts!" Tyler screamed, clutching his arm. I ran over, my heart racing. His arm was bent at an unnatural angle. "Baby, we need to get you to the hospital right now." Marcus strolled over, phone in hand. "What's all the drama about?" "His arm is broken. We need to go," I said, already feeling my chest tighten. "You don't know it's broken. You're not a doctor," Marcus said dismissively. "You always assume the worst." "Marcus, look at his arm," I said, my voice shaking. "Fine, let's go. But try not to have one of your episodes in the car," he said, rolling his eyes. We got to the car. I started driving, and Tyler was crying in the back seat. My hands were trembling on the wheel. "Mom, it really, really hurts," Tyler whimpered. "I know, sweetheart. The hospital is 10 minutes away. You're being so brave," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Marcus sighed loudly. "Here we go. The shaking hands, the heavy breathing. You're working yourself up, Roxy." "Our son is hurt. I'm allowed to be worried," I said. "Worried? You're about to have a full-blown panic attack over a possible sprain," Marcus said, scrolling through his phone. "This is exactly what your therapist was talking about. You catastrophize everything." "That's not what Dr. Andrews said, and you know it," I replied, my breathing getting faster. "Oh, so now you're twisting her words? She said you need to control your anxiety, not let it control you," Marcus said. "But here you are, shaking like a leaf because Tyler took a tumble." "He didn't take a tumble. He fell 6 feet onto concrete," I said. "And you're making it worse with your drama. Look at you gasping for air. What kind of mother falls apart during an emergency?" Marcus asked, his voice dripping with contempt. Tyler spoke up through his tears. "Daddy, stop being mean. Mom's trying to help me." "I'm not being mean, buddy. I'm trying to teach your mother how to handle stress like a normal person," Marcus said. "But she'd rather play the victim." My vision started to blur. I could feel the panic attack building. "Marcus, please. Not now." "Not now? When then, Roxy? You've been having these attacks for 3 years. At what point do you take responsibility?" he asked. "My mother raised 4 kids and never once fell apart like this." "I'm not your mother," I managed to say. "No kidding. She was actually strong," Marcus said with a cruel laugh. "You know what the guys at work say when I tell them about your issues? They say I'm a saint for putting up with it." "Marcus, I'm begging you to stop," I said, tears streaming down my face now. "Why? Because the truth hurts? You're weak, Roxy. These panic attacks are just you being dramatic and wanting attention," he said. "And honestly, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of walking on eggshells. I'm tired of your therapist bills. I'm tired of everything revolving around your fragile mental state." "I didn't ask for anxiety disorder," I said quietly. "No, but you could choose to be stronger. You could choose not to fall apart every time something goes wrong," Marcus replied. "But instead, you wallow in it. You use it as an excuse." I pulled into the emergency room parking lot, my whole body shaking. "See? We made it." "No thanks to your theatrics," Marcus said, unbuckling his seatbelt. "Come on, Tyler. Let's get you taken care of while your mother collects herself." He carried Tyler inside, leaving me alone in the car. I sat there, hyperventilating, and something inside me shifted. Something broke, and then it hardened into something unbreakable. 3 hours later, Tyler had a cast on his fractured arm. The nurse had asked me twice if I was okay, which embarrassed Marcus to no end. We got back in the car. Marcus started immediately. "The nurse asking if you were okay? Do you know how that made me look?" I said nothing. I just drove. "Like I'm some kind of abuser because my wife can't handle her emotions. Great. Just great," Marcus continued. "This is why I don't take you places, Roxy. You embarrass me. Is that right? I asked, my voice cold. Yes. You make scenes, you fall apart. People look at us like something's wrong with me when the problem is clearly you, he said. We were approaching our street. I kept driving straight. Roxy, you missed the turn, Marcus said. I didn't respond. I drove right past our house. Roxy, what are you doing? Turn around, Marcus demanded. No, I said simply. What do you mean, no? Where are you going? He asked, his voice rising. Away from you, I said. I'm done. You're done. What does that even mean? Marcus asked. It means I'm not coming back. It means I'm choosing myself for once. It means you'll never mock my panic attacks again, I said, my voice steady despite the tears. I drove for 45 minutes while Marcus yelled, threatened, and finally went silent. I arrived at my sister Rachel's house at 9 o'clock. Tyler had fallen asleep in the back seat, exhausted from pain and stress. Rachel opened the door, took one look at my face, and pulled me inside. Roxy, what happened? I carried Tyler to her guest room and tucked him in. Then I told Rachel everything, and I finally let myself completely fall apart in her arms. He mocked you? While Tyler was hurt? Rachel asked, her voice shaking with anger. He called me weak. He said I was pathetic. He said these panic attacks are all in my head and I'm choosing to have them. I sobbed. Rachel, he's been doing this for years and I thought it was my fault. It's not your fault. It's never been your fault, Rachel said firmly. Roxy, this is abuse. You know that, right? I do now, I said. I can't go back there. I won't. You won't have to, Rachel said, grabbing her phone. I'm calling Linda Chen. She's the best divorce attorney in the state, and she's going to destroy him. The next morning, I sat across from Linda Chen in her downtown office. She was a sharp woman in her 50s with kind eyes and a reputation for winning impossible cases. Tell me everything, Roxy. Start from the beginning, Linda said, her recorder on the table between us. It started about 3 years ago. Small comments at first about how I was too sensitive, how I overreacted to things, I began. Then it escalated. How did it escalate? Linda asked. He figured out my triggers, loud noises, sudden movements. He started doing them on purpose, I said. He'd slam doors when I was already anxious. He'd bang cabinets. He'd startle me deliberately. Then when I'd have a panic attack, he'd mock me for it. Did he do this in front of your son? Linda asked. Yes. Tyler started defending me, which made Marcus angrier, I said. Yesterday was the worst. Our son had a broken arm, and Marcus spent the entire drive to the hospital telling me how weak and pathetic I am. Do you have any documentation? Texts? Emails? Anything? Linda asked. I have texts. Hundreds of them, I said, pulling out my phone. And 3 months ago, my therapist suggested I start recording some of our conversations. She said I might need proof someday. I played Linda one recording. Marcus berated me for 15 minutes about leaving a coffee mug on the counter, calling me useless, lazy, and mentally unstable. This is perfect, Linda said. We're going to need your therapist to testify. What's her name? Dr. Sarah Andrews. She's been treating me for 2 years, I said. Good. I'll contact her office today, Linda said. Roxy, what he's done to you is psychological abuse. It's a pattern of coercive control designed to undermine your mental health and keep you dependent on him. That's exactly what it felt like, I said. He's going to fight for custody. He'll try to use your anxiety against you, Linda warned. Are you prepared for that? I have to be. Tyler can't grow up thinking this is how you treat people you love, I said. Then let's bury him, Linda said with a cold smile. 2 weeks later, Marcus was served with divorce papers at his office. That evening, he showed up at Rachel's house, pounding on the door hard enough to shake the frame. Roxy, get out here right now, Marcus shouted. Rachel stood beside me as I opened the door, phone recording. Marcus, you need to leave. What is this? He demanded, waving the divorce papers. Divorce? Are you insane? No, for the first time in years, I'm thinking clearly, I said calmly. This is about the hospital, isn't it? I was stressed. You're being vindictive, Marcus said, his tone shifting to the fake concerned voice he used in public. Come on, Roxy, you're overreacting again. Let's go home and talk about this. I'm not overreacting. I'm protecting myself and Tyler from your abuse, I said. Abuse? I've never hit you, Marcus said loudly. Emotional abuse is still abuse, Rachel interjected. This is your fault, Rachel. You've always poisoned her mind against me, Marcus snapped, pointing at my sister. I have recordings, Marcus. Hours of you verbally destroying me. I have texts where you called me a terrible mother. I have documentation of every time you deliberately triggered my panic attacks, I said. His face went pale. You recorded me? That's invasion of privacy. Actually, it's legal in this state. One-party consent, Linda said, appearing behind me. I'm Linda Chen, Roxy's attorney, and we have enough evidence to prove systematic psychological abuse spanning 3 years. This is ridiculous. Roxy has mental health issues. I was trying to help her be stronger, Marcus said desperately. By mocking her while your son was injured? By calling her weak and pathetic? Linda asked. We have Tyler's testimony about how you treated his mother. Your 7-year-old son knew what you were doing was wrong. He defended her multiple times. You're turning my son against me, Marcus said to me, his voice breaking. No, you did that yourself. Tyler watched you abuse me for years, I said. I want 50-50 custody, Marcus demanded. You won't get it, Linda said flatly. We have Dr. Sarah Andrews ready to testify about the psychological damage you've caused. We have recordings of your abuse. We have witnesses. You systematically destroyed your wife's mental health while presenting yourself as a concerned spouse. That's calculated, deliberate abuse. Fine. You want to play this game? I'll tell the court about all her episodes, how she can't function normally, how she's mentally unstable and unfit to be a mother. Marcus threatened. Please do, Linda said with a cold smile. Because then we'll present evidence that you deliberately caused those episodes. You created a hostile environment specifically designed to trigger her anxiety disorder, then used her resulting symptoms to manipulate and control her. The medical term is psychological abuse with coercive control. Judges don't take kindly to that. Marcus looked at me, and for the first time I saw genuine fear in his eyes. Roxy, please. We can fix this. I'll go to therapy. I'll do whatever you want. Just don't do this. No, I said firmly. You had 3 years to change. You had countless opportunities to treat me with basic human decency. You chose cruelty every single time. You'll regret this. I'll make sure everyone knows how crazy you are, Marcus said, his mask slipping to reveal pure rage. If you engage in any harassment, defamation, or stalking behavior, we'll seek a restraining order immediately, Linda said. And we'll make sure the judge sees every recording, every text message, every piece of evidence documenting your abuse. Is that really the game you want to play? Marcus left without another word, but I could hear him shouting in his car before he drove away. The custody hearing was 3 months later. Marcus had hired an expensive attorney who immediately attacked my mental health. Mrs. Roxy has documented panic attacks. How can she provide stable care for a child? His lawyer asked. Linda stood. Mrs. Roxy's anxiety was significantly worsened by years of abuse from her husband. We have expert testimony from Dr. Sarah Andrews. Dr. Andrews took the stand. When Roxy first came to me, her anxiety was moderate. Over 2 years, I watched it worsen significantly because Mr. Marcus was deliberately undermining her mental health. Can you explain? The judge asked. He learned her triggers and used them against her. He'd create loud noises and sudden movements to provoke panic attacks, then mock her, Dr. Andrews said. This is coercive control. The abuser destabilizes the victim's mental health, then uses that instability to assert dominance. Linda played 3 recordings. In one, Marcus told me I was too broken to be anyone's mother. In another, he laughed during my panic attack. In the third, he told Tyler that Mommy needs to control herself like a grown-up. The judge's expression hardened. Mr. Marcus, you deliberately triggered your wife's panic attacks and mocked her suffering in front of your child. This is psychological abuse. Your Honor, I was trying to help her, Marcus said weakly. By calling her pathetic while your son was injured? The judge asked sharply. The ruling was decisive. I got primary custody with full legal control. Marcus got supervised visitation every other weekend. I received the house, 70% of our savings, and complete control over Tyler's decisions. Marcus had to pay child support, alimony, therapy costs, and complete a batterer's intervention program. If you violate this order or harass Mrs. Roxy, you'll face criminal contempt and possible jail time, the judge added. Marcus approached me after court. Roxy, I'm sorry, I didn't realize— No, I said, walking past him. I don't accept your apology. I don't forgive you. I never want to speak to you again. 6 months later, Tyler and I were thriving. My panic attacks decreased by 70%. Tyler laughed more, played more, acted like a normal kid again. Mom, you seem happier, Tyler said one evening. I am, baby. Much happier, I said. Linda called recently. Marcus violated the custody order. He tried to take Tyler from school. He's facing criminal contempt charges. Good, I said. He needs to learn there are consequences. I still have anxiety. I still have bad days. But I'm healing instead of being harmed. Every day I get stronger. Every day I reclaim more of who I was. That night when I drove past our house changed everything. I chose myself and my son. I chose a future where my vulnerabilities weren't weaponized against me. Have you ever been with someone who weaponized your vulnerabilities against you? Someone who made you doubt your own sanity? What would you have done in my situation? Like and subscribe for more stories about people who refused to be victims and fought back the right way.